As we all know, once you listen to CRAVITY Adrenaline, no turning back.
Howdy, Meowers. My name is Cledge. I was here last year. Can you remember why?
Hi, yes, you were here probably to do the Meower yearly roundup?
Yeah, the Kpop Comebacks Roundup.
Yes, okay, exactly.
That's what we're doing today. We're doing 2024 K-pop comebacks that we didn't get to talk about in our regular monthly episodes.
You know, I thought the name Cledge sounded familiar.
Yeah. Okay, well, we are doing that, but we also are talking about CRAVITY. CRAVITY had a comeback this month in December, and there weren't many other comebacks that we were planning on talking about that happened this month. So we have to, of course, discuss CRAVITY's comeback, and then we'll talk about other ones from like any month all the way from January until now. But we're starting with CRAVITY because they just had their comeback with Now or Never, and there were two other songs, Secret and Horizon, and Horizon is actually made by Ubin. Why don't you share with everybody what you've learned?
Ruby.
Correct. Yes. So yeah, Now or Never. Let's go. Let's just get right into it.
Okay. As we all know, once you listen to CRAVITY Adrenaline, no turning back. And so here we are today covering CRAVITY comebacks, knowing Ruby, all of these things. And it's for good reason, because Now or Never is great, you know? I like it a lot. Now, do I have very many specific things to say about it? Not really, but I don't know why, because I do really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I want to say I don't like it as much as Love or Die, but I feel like maybe I do. It's just that Love or Die has more like specific things for me to point out about it, whereas this one is just sort of all around a good time. So I don't want to discount it in any way. It's really good and I really enjoy it. But like what to say, I'm not sure. But I know you have a lot to say, Cledge. So what did you think?
Okay, I actually don't even have anything like specific to say.
See?
But like okay. If you have been listening to our episodes, if you heard our January comebacks episode when we talked about CRAVITY, Love or Die,
True Meower,
and like you heard our shorts and stuff, if you heard our mid-year favorites, you will know that I really love Love or Die, and the whole Evershine album, wow, really, really, really good stuff. So I was like, you know, Road to Kingdom happened. I was glad that CRAVITY was able to win, and because I know what that means for them as a group. And so I was like, okay, they're probably going to have a comeback soon, and they did. And I was like, wow, I hope that it's like, you know, really, like, I hope it's as good as I thought Love or Die was. And to me, it is that good. Like, this is the way to do it. This is the way to follow up, because Love or Die was really successful, like I was hoping it would be. And this is the way to like have another song that is similar in style without like being a complete replica. Like they're not like point. Let's just do that over again and do it the exact same way. They're like, okay, let's take like this sort of style and sound and like have something similar, but like make it a little different. It's got a little bit of different emotion to it, and it doesn't just, it's not flat. It's still as exciting as Love or Die was to me. So I really like that. And I love the song. I love the dance. I think the music video is really good. It's probably one of CRAVITY's top music videos to me. I just have nothing bad to say about it at all.
Okay, that's great news for CRAVITY.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, they also have two other songs, Horizon and Secret.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts on Horizon, no complaints here.
Okay.
Like it's a slower one, or like they don't have choreography for it, but they performed it and it was good, no complaints. And Secret was unexpected. Not unexpected for CRAVITY, but unexpected for when I started listening to it to then what happened in the song. Because I started listening to it and I was like, oh, okay, another sort of slow, chill one. And then it got funky. It got funky and it was fun. And I feel like it's such a nice, like just get up and dance song. Like I feel like if it was playing, people would want to be like, oh, okay. Like they would want to get up and dance. So I want to see them do a stage of this song too.
Okay, I don't really know if I feel that way about Secret, but I think that it's a really, really good song. Like when I heard it, like I don't get those vibes from it, but I do get excellent vibes. Like I think it's really, really good. I love it. Man, immediately when I heard it, I was just like, yeah, this is really good. This is really good. And then it does change. And I was like, ooh, it's changing, but it's still really good. And Horizon, you know that I ate this song right up. This is so good. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. Wow, Ruby, congratulations. Good job. You have made a masterpiece here. This is so good. And they've done it on stage every time that they have performed. And I'm like, thank you, CRAVITY, for doing this. It's so good. I have nothing bad to say about any of the 3 songs that they've released.
Yeah, me either.
I will say I'm a little sad that we haven't been able to see that much from them this comeback. I do get that Road to Kingdom just happened, so it is kind of like, good that they're not like doing a whole lot. But the song is still doing really well, and like the music video I know has done really well. And I know that music shows right now, like it's December, so a lot of them are not happening regularly, so I get all that, but it's just like I would want to see a lot from all of these songs because they're so good. And I hope that they do have a chance to get a win. That'd be really good too.
That'd be nice, definitely.
So I guess that's really all that we're going to be saying about CRAVITY for now because it's still fairly new. So now we're going to get on to the other comebacks, and we're going to talk about RIIZE. And we mentioned RIIZE a few times in the podcast. We did actually talk about Boom Boom Bass when that happened in June, so you can listen to that. You can listen to the June Kpop comebacks episode, and it's like part 1 or 2. That episode was 2 parts, so just whatever part we're talking about the boy groups, you can hear our thoughts on Boom Boom Bass. We're not talking about that today, but we will talk about all of their other title tracks or singles that they released, because boy did RIIZE do a lot this year. A lot happened. And so we're going to talk about Love 119 first. And we may have even like touched on some of these songs. Maybe we talked about like Impossible or something when we talked about Boom Boom Bass. If we did, we're going to go through it again. Okay.
Yeah.
So Love 119, I guess I'll go ahead and say my thoughts on it. Now, this was released back in January, okay? And so I do think that I mentioned in an episode before how I actually thought that Love 119 came out at like the end of last year, because I felt like I had been seeing other idols do like the challenge and use the audio in posts for ages, and I couldn't believe that it actually came out this year. Anyway, when all that was happening, I was really starting to like it. I was like hearing it so much, and I was like, this song is super catchy and it's actually really good. So that was sort of the takeoff point, and this is also the era that the Get a Guitar the First Take video is from. So the Love 119 era is sort of like the RIIZE IPDOC, or it's like sort of like an area before that. Like I wouldn't say I stand RIIZE here, but like I was open to it.
It's entry level.
Entry level. And so Love 119, I really like it. It's like, I love the vibes, I love the atmosphere. The song just sounds so much vocally like NCT Dream to me, and I felt that for so long, so of course I was going to like it. And I still feel that a little bit, but now I'm like, you know, I know that it's RIIZE and I know what the people sound like, so I don't get that as much anymore, but I still feel like Dream could have done this too. All the parts are distributed really well. I love, you know, like Wonbin's flashlight part at the beginning. That's a good line. Anton's lines, iconic. Sohee, just like his ad-libs taking over the entire end. The whole thing is just really good. And I also like how it's a blend of like fun, upbeat chorus and then soft, sort of sentimental vocals. And the way they incorporated the song Emergency Room, really smooth as well. No complaints about the actual song, and actually no complaints about the music video either, because the music video is really well done. If you want to talk about the actual song before I talk about the music video, you can do that.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, so I feel like I don't know what I've said and haven't said about RIIZE so far, but I feel like now is the moment for people to listen the most if you want to hear me say good things about RIIZE. Because like any previous times that I had talked about them, maybe I still wasn't fully like getting all of the vibes, and we'll get to that with one of the other songs later. But I have been liking Love 119 for a good bit of time now, so I probably have spoken positively about this one already, but it is one of my favorite RIIZE songs. And I just remember when I first heard it and saw it and everything, I thought it was pretty scary. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I'm scared, but I was like, why is this so like scary, like haunting of a thing? I don't really feel that way as much anymore, but I definitely at first, like with all the, you know, the beginning intro part and the chanting, you know, like 119. Yeah. But the killer parts, classic, like so funny. I just love when a song is good, but also has something that makes me laugh every time. And that to me is funny. And I hope nobody's upset that I think that that's funny. It just makes an extra layer of greatness to the song for me. So I really enjoy it every time I hear it. Not just because of that part, but I'm just saying like, those are some extra elements that just really make it well-rounded.
Okay, yeah. I get what you're saying, like, about the humor to it, because I think the music video has that a little bit as well, but only because I've now seen the behind the scenes for the music video. And there's, like, 4 parts to that. So, like, I would recommend watching the behind the scenes because I think it was really interesting. And but like I'm saying, it's also funny, and it like makes the music video like you've seen so many parts that they like filmed, and like you know what was happening behind the scenes, and so it makes the music video a little bit more funny now. But you can also see like how much was put into the music video. So yeah, like I think it was really well done, like I said. And I love the mix of like Korea and Japan that's going on. I love the snow. I love the like school scenes and the way that they're done, and even the group dance scenes. And I also really like the bus scenes, and I usually really like whenever bus scenes are in K-pop music videos. Like it makes me think of Pentagon Violet. And I think it's because it enhances the K-drama vibes, which everybody knows that I always love. And so, yeah, I really like the music video. And I also do like the styling for Love 119 era, because it's something that I feel like I can't recall anyone else doing. So I love how unique it is, and it makes the atmosphere so cozy and like specific. And like, if you don't know, they're wearing coats and scarves, like, and they actually do that for styling for music show stages, which I feel like must be extremely difficult and exhausting to dance in that.
Yeah.
But it does create such a look, and there aren't too many like performances of that, so it's at least not like they were doing that for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, I think that the styling is really cool, like that, because it's just, I feel like it's the perfect aesthetic to use. And so I'm glad that they used it. Like, I think it works.
Mm-hmm.
And also what you're saying about the mix between Korea and Japan, I feel like that's so cool too, because they made a music video that could be like used for the Japanese release as well,
Mm-hmm.
instead of like doing a whole second music video where they changed the aesthetic. Like, it fits for both of them.
Yeah, now that we are like extra bringing that up, that's like Pentagon Violet.
Oh yeah.
So you know what? It all ties
Wow.
together. It's really cool.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
I agree. So now let's talk about Impossible. And why don't you go ahead?
Okay, I have embraced the vibe.
Wonderful.
I feel like I maybe brought it up a little bit when I was talking about Boom Boom Bass, about Impossible and Boom Boom Bass both being so dance focused to me, and like, where's the song? And like, this is not like Get a Guitar, this is not like Love 119, you know? But and part of the reason that I've embraced the vibe, I'll be honest, is, well, I mean, obviously repeatedly hearing these songs over and over and over again.
Sweats nervously.
But also, now that they've come out with music since these two songs, and I've seen and heard that it's not just pivoting to this, that really made me be like, oh, okay. So they just did that as like one comeback, or, you know, two comebacks, I guess, whatever, sort of a vibe there. And it's not like their new direction. So that really helped me to be like, okay, I guess I'll vibe with these songs as they are. And I don't have to be afraid that like what happened to the vibe that was, because at the time when I talked about Boom Boom Bass, and I think I brought up Impossible, I pretty much just liked Get a Guitar and Love 119. And I was like, those ones are so different. So I thought they weren't going to be doing that anymore. And I was like, how could they not do that? Because that's what I liked. But so I've embraced the vibe. The pew, pew, pew. It's a lot, but it also is iconic.
It is
and
iconic.
So we'll take it. It's a vibe, and I see the vision. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm glad to hear that. And I need to like say that, yeah, I've embraced it as well. I've decided to embrace RIIZE, you know, at first I was like, you know, I'm not going to get into this group. Like, I'm just not, like, sure, everybody's literally talking about them every single second. All the idols, like, will not literally stop doing their challenges. But no, RIIZE isn't, like, I'm not going to get into that. And then like, go listen to our shorts, go listen to our other episodes, and you'll know what happened. So, yeah, Impossible, maybe I was kind of, like, not totally feeling, because it didn't really feel, like, real. Like, I'm kind of like, why is this one of their, like, promoted title tracks?
Yeah,
in
I feel the
like,
same
in a way. But now I'm like, yeah, this is iconic. This is a moment. This is history. Give me that beat. Like, come on. That's iconic. And the choreography, once again, RIIZE is always doing a lot. RIIZE is doing a lot with their choreography, and I have to give them props for being able to do this regularly. So choreography, iconic, the whole era, everything. Blonde Wanbin and like his
I was
intro
gonna bring
moment.
it up.
You gotta bring up Blonde Wanbin. How can we literally not acknowledge that? Like, yeah. And at 2 a.m., you know, we gotta shout that out. Sungchan's dance break, I've gotta shout that out. And, you know, there's a lot happening. There is. But yeah, we've both embraced the impossible, and I think that's for the best. And plus, I might have mentioned this before, but it does have the Fusion Frenzy rhythm game beat subtly going on in the background that enhances the whole thing. And we cannot forget to mention Anton's Allegra from SSX styling.
Definitely, yes. I will say, for me, the styling for some people and or at some times is iconic, but there are some other moments of styling for me that I'm like, no. I will say that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Like, if it weren't for the people that have the iconic styling moments, I would think, oh, I wish the styling wasn't the way that it was for this.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. Like, the styling, they definitely, like, it is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna look back on Impossible and be like, overall, this is pretty iconic.
Yes, exactly.
I do want to mention, though, while we're sort of talking about Boom Boom Bass in a way, just for anybody that maybe listened to that episode and was like, she's like, I don't know what she's saying that for, I need to personally, like, just clarify. I know that I mentioned when we talked about Boom Boom Bass that I was like, oh, I thought they were making a reference in the choreography to the Anton Wandman get a guitar, like, dance part. And so, like, I thought that was happening in Boom Boom Bass. But then when I watched it more, I was like, wait, no, I was crazy for thinking that. That doesn't happen. Now I'm, like, clarifying. It clearly obviously does happen. So I don't know. I guess it's just so short that, like, when we were talking about it for the episode, I didn't watch it enough. So, like, I missed it and, like, thought maybe it was only a music video thing or something. I don't know. But I get it now. Okay. I know that it does happen. I just wanted to say that.
Okay. You just didn't want to be, like, mistaken. So you were covering your bases.
Right.
Like, you were letting the doubt be like, oh, okay, maybe I was wrong. But yeah, okay. I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad. I'm here for it.
I think people should do that more. Like, I love references to like other past things.
Yeah, like how Ampersand 1's been referencing Sheesh ever since it happened.
Yeah.
We're here for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all that I have to say on Impossible.
Okay.
And, well, Boom Boom Bass, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Lucky.
Okay.
And this is actually a Japanese release, and they did have 2 other songs for this sort of era. And I'll say overall it's a great release. All 3 of the songs are, like, catchy and fun. The Lucky music video, I think, is very well shot. And it's like a trendy style, but I think it was executed well. And the choreography is enjoyable. I love in the music video the references to the nicknames, but it is weirdly reminiscent of Key's Good and Great music video at some parts. So I don't really know what's up with that.
There are definitely some parts where I thought, you know, maybe they're all in Kwangya together because this is just a little unreal and it's a little, reminiscent. So does that mean it's Kwangya? But yeah, I really like the song. It's one of my favorite RIIZE songs. When I first heard it, I was kind of like, okay, sure, whatever. But it's so good and it's so catchy. And, like, the parts are so, like, get in your head, singable, like, everything referenceable. Ugh, it's so good. And I like that it's a little on the slower side and it's not slower than Impossible. And so, like you said, the dance was satisfying or something. And I think that too. I really love watching the dance practice to see the, I want to describe the dance as, like, having sort of a jazzy element to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does.
Okay. Because I just love the, like, it's very like step, dance. Like, it's got a satisfying element to it.
It's, like, snappy.
Yeah. And I feel like it's more palatable to me than the, like, Impossible style of choreography. So I like it a lot.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what was going on with their hats in the Lucky dance practice. I'm not going to lie, but the dancing is so good that it makes up for it.
Agree. The styling in that dance practice is something else.
It's questionable.
Definitely giving, like, 2014 K-pop dance practice.
Yes, I could see Shiny
Okay. Okay, so yeah, overall I said a great release, but I also am including the other two songs that sort of were packaged with Lucky. So now let's conclude our RIIZE conversation by talking about Combo, which is their most recent release. And what did you think about Combo?
I appreciate it. Okay? I appreciate it. I recognize it. I don't dislike it at all. But I just don't really care about it that much. I get that it's got an iconicness to it. I get that it's got so much emotion, like, so he killed it on stage for that, whatever that was.
Check out our tier list video.
Yeah, like, it's great, but like, I don't care.
Okay, wow.
I don't know how to say it in any other way. Like, yeah, it's just like if it were on, I wouldn't care if I skipped it or if like somebody like turned it off as it started, and I'd be like, oh no, Combo. Like, I would just be like, okay, they turned it off. Like, yeah, but it's good. Like,
okay, see, this is where you and I differ. But it adds up. It makes sense because Combo really reminds me of NCT Dream Broken Melodies in its construction and its vibe and its print. And once I realized that, I can't shake that, but I'm okay with that because Broken Melodies is so good, and I'm like, part 2. So yeah, the song itself is great, and I really like it. I really like when K-pop groups make a song with a rock influence and they pull it off, and it's not like overly in my face, like we're trying to do a certain sound and concept here. And I like that it has some emotion and it's like powerful and there's like a grand element, but that's coming from the vocals largely. Like the song, like the instrumental is kind of chill for a lot of it, but the vocals are very strong. And so I think it's a really good song, and I appreciate the length of it. I have to shout that out. And the music video itself is really great too. And I think that the music video director that they got should just keep working with them because it's the same director that made the Love 119 video. And both are really good. And Combo, I think, is sort of simple in concept, but once again, it's executed really well. So it like sort of makes you feel some sort of way about it. It's not flat. Like you get something from it.
Definitely.
So, yeah, that's how I feel about Combo. I like it. I really do.
Moving on. Not to discount the RIIZE speak, like that was good, but we do have to move on. So next.
Okay, we're going to talk about ARTMS.
Okay. Yes, ARTMS, that we now know is pronounced Artemis.
Right. I'm pretty sure we never talked about them officially, correct? Like, we didn't talk about their comebacks ever, right?
I don't think so.
Or like their one comeback. Well, if you don't know, ARTMS consists of some of the Luna members, and you should know that. So just, I'm not going to get into all of that, but we are talking about ARTMS. So, Virtual Angel. That was their like debut title track. And I'll start talking about it. And I'm going to make a bold statement here and say that I actually like the original music video. I do.
You're an angel.
Thank you. No, I do think
Cledge the angel.
That stop it. I feel like that had undertones. That had undertones to it. But okay, I think the music video, obviously, there is an extreme amount of stuff happening. I do understand that, and I totally understand somebody not liking it, but I do recognize it. I think that it is fitting. It's fitting for the angel concept, and it, like, I get it, so it makes sense. And the way the song is, having a music video be like that, it enhances the like magical angel vibes that I get. So the song itself, wonderful. I think this song is so good, and everything that they were trying to do with it was done really well. Like the message of being like, oh, I'll be your virtual angel, conveyed completely. And like, I think it's like a fresh concept, and so I was really there for that. And the styling for the whole era, unique. I appreciate it. I like that they were doing stuff with wings and like fluff and color and accessories. Everything that was happening, I thought was really working. And so I really overall thought this was a really great like sort of re-debut of Luna members.
Okay. You say that the music video is fitting, and I'll give you that. I'll give them that. It makes sense. Yes, definitely. It's just not watchable. I just feel like everybody thought that the finale of Stranger Things was bad with the flashing lights. This is like 1,000 times worse. I think I legitimately do get the slightest headache when I watch it, and it makes me, not the headache, but the visuals make me completely unable to hear or process the song. So I actually do get it, and I do feel like, yeah, that was a moment, but I also do think it's unwatchable. And so when I saw the human eye version, I was actually like, wow, this is so much better. So much better for watchability. I'm not trying to discount the original one at all in terms of the vision, but I am in terms of my vision.
I'm sure that's totally like, yeah, I'm sure that's what many people probably say.
Yeah, the comments were just filled with a whole bunch of people saying like, wow, I'm so happy for all of the angels that got to enjoy the original one, but now there's one for me. So I'm just a human. I need the human eye version. But it is very ethereal. It is very, like, the vibe. They went so strong with the vibe, and it works, you know? Like, them going that far with everything in the comeback, like, is such a moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it. And I like the song. When I first heard it, like I said, I couldn't process it at all because I was watching the music video. But then I was kind of just like, okay, sure. But the more I've heard the song, the more I like it.
I can't get enough of the song. Like, I feel like it was maybe only in the honorable mentions for our mid-year favorites, but it's like better than that. It's so good. I just really love the atmosphere, and I have to shout out Hustle because, like, you know, her like final chorus like area moment that she has, wow, that is like so good, and I love that part. And just yes, the whole thing is so good, and I love concept heavy stuff.
Yeah, like this is very, it's undeniable. You know, what the concept is. When
it's executed well, and when it makes sense and is relevant.
And when it's like a likable concept.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they go extremely heavy with a concept, but it's kind of like, why?
Yeah.
Why did you do this concept?
Yeah. So as for like the actual album, I think that was really good too. I thought it was very well put together. I thought it like flowed really nicely. It was really well done, and it all tied in. Like, I feel like a lot of these things that we're talking about, I'm saying it was well done. And I love the like incorporation and reference to other ARTMS member songs and Luna songs. And, you know, like we said earlier, I love when things reference back to other things, and they do that countless times in this album. And I think that's super cool.
Yeah, you know that it's done a lot and or in a good way or whatever, because even I could recognize it. I tried to like take in some of the other content and songs and stuff. And one of the ones that I did have a note on was the music video for Birth.
Yeah. We got to talk about Birth.
Well, I I had absolutely no clue what was going on, but I was invested.
Okay,
Like, I was watching it and I was like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? Like, is this like, I was there. I was invested, even though like sometimes I talk about it a lot. I'm always trying to like kind of on a surface level understand the music videos. You know, if they're too like deep in like some sort of symbolism or like stuff like that, I'm always kind of like, I don't really get it. And so it makes me kind of be like pulled out of the moment. I did not get this, but I feel like that was part of it in a way. It's like I didn't feel like I needed to get it.
Okay.
So I was just really invested anyway. Like they did a good job at whatever it was that they were doing. I've only watched it once, but.
Okay, yeah. I'm glad you brought up Birth because that was a moment. And at first I was sort of like, I wasn't really sure what was happening with ARTMS yet. Like, so I was kind of like, is this their like title? Like, like I did, or like a pre-release. Like, I mean, obviously it was pre-release to some extent, but like, I didn't really know the level that Birth was supposed to be at. So as a song, I was kind of like, if this is the direction they're going, I'm not so sure like about the sound, but it is very intriguing and it is like it's like haunting, and I'm like, okay, like what is happening here? So yeah, I feel the same way about it, but it is pretty like there's a lot of stuff that you can like reference about the song. And I like the way like Luna members have such a concept, but the concept also involves each member so much and in such a specific way. And I just always really like their music videos and like the stories that each of the members have. I guess. I don't know. I don't really know how to convey it, but I think people understand. So let's talk about DRIPPIN.
Did you want me to start? Because I don't remember who started for ARTMS.
I think that I started, and yes, you can start.
Okay.
But I would like to like say a bit first.
Oh, okay.
So DRIPPIN, if you're a Meower, you have not heard us talk about DRIPPIN, but maybe you noticed one of their songs that we are going to be talking about right now on the Meower Monthly for me, because that was kind of like a moment. And so I would equate us talking about DRIPPIN right now in the Roundup to us talking about Ghost 9 in last year's Roundup. It's like this same sort of situation that has happened with DRIPPIN. So yeah, why don't you talk about Beautiful Maze, because today we're talking about Beautiful Maze and Weekend.
Okay, now everyone, please keep in mind, this is like the first time that I've ever heard these songs and seen the music videos. I'm extremely new to this. Like I reviewed them for the podcast today. With Beautiful Maze, I like it.
I knew it.
I really like the tempo, or like the speed, like not like literally, but like the feeling of like go that the song has. I like that. I think it's very satisfying, and I think it's very listenable. Like it adds a listenable quality for me. I do think that part of the song sounds a lot like Feel Me by Golden Child. And also I thought with the music video, like I was kind of, I was there until they started doing the fire seance, and then I was kind of like, what the heck is going on here? But it was interesting. It was different for me. And, it's rare that I hear a song from a new group first time ever, and I think, that wasn't too bad. Usually I don't care about things the first time I hear them.
Okay, that's good to hear. I am pleased with that like reaction from you. So I wanted to talk about DRIPPIN because I have, I didn't like discover them this year. I knew of their existence, but I didn't listen to any of their songs. But they had such like a good musical year that I had to check them out, and I discovered, oh wait, they actually do make good music. So if nothing else, at least Willem artists, or at least I shouldn't say the artist, at least Willem has good music. Like they really do. And so yeah, you say Beautiful Maze sounds like Feel Me by Golden Child at some parts, and that could explain why I like Beautiful Maze so much, because we all heard me, I guess, talk about how that was my Golden Child Ipdok moment. So of course I'm gonna like Beautiful Maze. And yeah, I don't have like a lot to say, but I just want to talk about like the fact that I like it and I think it's good. And
I think that's valid.
I want people to check these songs out.
Yes, let's take a moment to appreciate talking about and liking a song or a comeback or something just because you like it and it's good, and there doesn't have to be some big crazy sensational thing about it. It's just like, this is just good music. This was just a good time. Because sometimes people, like groups themselves, or like the fans, they're always trying to like make it be better, bigger, one up it. But like sometimes you can just have something that's just good.
Yeah. So that's like, yeah, I want to talk about Weekend because like Beautiful Maze, I just wanted to say that it's good, and kind of I guess the same thing about Weekend. So I guess I'll just say what I thought. Like this kind of is what gave DRIPPIN like a little bit more attention. Like I think this song was like doing well. I'm not sure if it was doing well internationally or just in Korea, but I know they got some more attention for this song, and I was certainly giving them more attention as well. And it's a good song. Like, what can I say? It's summer fun. They're giving us 21-25 vibes in the music video, and it's also giving TOO and To Us, especially in like performances, and I love that. Like, it's just classic fun, and it's upbeat, and it's catchy, but it's not like catchy in like a trendy sort of catchy. It's just like, yeah, like let's put
Fun
it on.
Catchy. Yeah, it's interesting that you said TOO. Did you say TOO?
Yes, I did.
TOO and To Us, because I thought that it was kind of like, well, when I just was hearing the song, I was definitely thinking it was one vibe, and then once I saw the visual element, it pivoted a little for me, and I thought it was kind of like a mix between TIOT and To Us. So they're really drawing from a lot of the T groups. But I can understand why you would like it. If it's like To Us and TOO. Yeah, I mean, this one was fine. I do think I like Beautiful Maze more for my like personal vibes. But like this one wasn't bad either. It was fine.
Okay, yeah. So I guess that's really it, right? Like,
yeah,
for DRIPPIN. But I do appreciate that, like, especially Beautiful Maze, it feels very like, I want to say like very K-pop, but like it doesn't feel very K-pop in the sense that I'd say like, WJSN Chokomi feels very K-pop, but it like feels like very, or like Kun even, like
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe it, but I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's sitting somewhere on its own respectably, not trying to like stand out or like fit in with the trends, or like
like it's kind of like it has, like the concept hasn't drawn from anything too specific that you'd be like, oh, it's like this sort of thing. It's sort of like the concept is kind of like K-pop concept from like boy groups from a certain time at least.
Yeah. So yeah, good job, DRIPPIN. Everybody, you can go ahead and check out their stuff. Maybe we'll, get into the actual group more. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out, an ear out.
We're going to move to one PACT for a brief moment because I do want to acknowledge their title track, Deserved, because I think it's very catchy. And I support Sungmin because I was, a TLO, TL1 fan, and I supported Sungmin on Boys Planet. And so I checked out this song and their album, and I think it's definitely different from what I expected Sungmin to do. And I also think that it's different for a K-pop group. So I do want to acknowledge that. And the song definitely has a very catchy beat, and it gets stuck in my head. And also the choreography that they do is it sticks. So I just wanted to shout this out. I don't really have a lot to say.
Deserved.
Okay, perfect. But now we're going to talk about Yves, who is also one of the Luna members who has debuted as a soloist. And she actually had another song or another release, but we're talking about Viola. So why do you want me to start or do you want to start?
You could start.
Okay. Well, I was, anticipating her solo debut because I really like her Luna solo, and both of her songs that she had as a Luna member, and I like her sound, and I thought that she was going to have a style that I really liked. And so Loop I wasn't so sure about, but I still of course was going to check out what she put out next, and so that was this song. And so the first time I heard this song, I was like, oh man, I'm not feeling it. Like what is this? I don't like this. And it just
She
so
did think that.
I did. And
It's
it
true.
was so not what I was expecting. And then I saw her, it was like a fan cam of her dancing to it. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I saw one more, just a music show fan cam. And I was like, wait. This is actually good. And so I went back and I listened to the whole song again. And I was like, okay. I'm sorry, Yves. I apologize for not getting it the first time. I get it now. And so that's kind of the character development that I had. And I just need some space. It's so unbelievably catchy. This is
really
one of the
is.
catchiest songs that we're talking about. And it's the production is sort of I feel like it's sort of supposed to be that kind of homemade kind of quality, but it's working. It's a vibe of its own. It's just not the vibe I expected Yves to have for her solo stuff, but it's a thing. It's a whole thing.
I literally wrote down vibey because that's what it is. It's extremely vibey. I think it's so interesting because I feel like we kind of have opposite character developments about it. Well, the same but opposite, because when I first heard this song, I was seeing a performance of it and I was like, oh my God, what in the world was that? That was so weird. It didn't make sense at all. I did not like that. And then I listened to the song without seeing it in a performance setting. And I was like, oh, I totally get it now. Like, it's way better not having it seem like it's something that's getting performed and that has like live singing. Like when I'm just hearing it as like a vibe space song, that's when I got it, not when I was seeing her actually like performing it. Because the performing it felt like it wasn't the type of thing that you would like sing live to, I guess. And that was throwing me off because it has such like a sound to the sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, now like either way that I see it, it's all fine. Like once you lock in the vibe, I think like you're there and that's all that matters. And yeah, it's extremely catchy. It's extremely referenceable. It's a good one. Like it's there is a place for this song in this climate, in this world, in this everything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm here for it. I think she did a good job. And I also like I'm there for like, you know, the stripe, like the whole stripe outfit that she was wearing. Like I'm there for that. Sure. Like it's so weird and random, but like it's a vibe. Like the whole thing, it is just a vibe. And the choreography, like she's a good dancer. And that was one of the things that like made her solo as a Luna member stand out to me. Well, okay, like I could say that about so many of the Luna members because a lot of them are really like dance focused, but like the way this choreography, like the way she is like hitting every beat is like so satisfying. And so that's probably why like the fan cams were kind of my ibdoc for the song. So yeah, that is Yves. And are we going to talk about anything else today?
I think I'm good. I'm good here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess we can call it an episode. There are
an episode.
Some the episode title is just
an episode.
There are some, you know, other songs like or other, you know, title track comeback moments that happened this year that I listened to, I liked, I enjoyed, but we're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna include it in the roundup. But we will be making the 2024 favorites for each host, which you will be able to check out on our Spotify. So stay tuned for that. And then you can see more of like our favorite tracks that we enjoyed, and we'll include B-sides, everything like that. So just stay tuned for that.
Sorry if my list is kind of short this year. I don't know. I was trying to like start the roundup process, and I was like, don't I usually have more than this? Usually, we've only done it one other time.
Sorry if my list is a little long. If you enjoyed this episode, please like the video on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, because the BlushCat podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts. And also, you can leave us a comment and share your favorite K-pop comebacks from 2024. How did you feel about the ones that we talked about today? Did you agree with anything that we said? Did you feel the same way about these songs? Let us know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to BlushCat on YouTube and turn on notifications if you have not done that already. Please and thank you.
Thanks to everyone for respectfully listening to this year's Roundup.
Remember to stand CRAVITY and remember to stay meowing. This has been Cledge
and me. Bye.
Meow, 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 meow.